Oran, I suppose it's maybe the old cliche, you can't give a team 2 goals of a start today. 2 goals from Kilmarnock in the first 11 minutes really kind of put us on the back foot straight from the off.
No, particularly a team who have momentum behind them and who are challenging obviously up there, so makes it an even harder shift. And the first one, listen, it's from a set piece and barely loses marker, and it's one of those things. But to be honest, it's more probably, and I said it in there at half time, it's more the reaction to the goal. And you know, you could go at stages this season, we've gone 20 or 30, 40 set pieces without conceding, and then in the first set piece there we concede a goal. But to be honest, it's more the mentality or the lack of mentality in relation to the reaction. It shakes us badly for 25-30 minutes, and in that time we concede the second one, which is a crazy goal to give away. I think it's, you know, three challenges that you wouldn't even call challenges to allow him into an area to square the ball. So and it's that part probably that gives us an uphill battle. We get ourselves back in the game and we hang in the game in the second half and we stay in it. Sadly, just towards the end, you know, we try and come out and see if we can get something, but it's just hard to do. Simple as that.
Do you think that maybe at times a lack of quality in the final third, not really creating much in the second half? Possibly,
and listen, we've had to go to 3 at the back to try and keep the back door shut, and I suppose at times it becomes a 5 and it closes the back door. Ideally for me, I'd rather play with a 4, but we're not able to, I suppose, keep a hold of the ball. We're not able to dominate the ball the way I'd like to dominate the ball to allow us to play on a 4. And to be honest, I think if we hadn't gone with 3 in there today, I'd have been scared in relation to what it would have looked like or how it would have ended up. So I think it's been needs must for this last couple of months in relation to, we're just trying our hardest to manage the squad and try our best. I suppose like the Motherwell game, like the St Johnstone game midweek, to set our stall out to allow ourselves to get something in the game. The key thing is in the other 2 games we've stayed in the game for a long period of time. We got our goal against Motherwell. We had chances against St Johnstone to possibly do the same. Today's just disappointing that after 10 minutes, as you say, that we concede the 2 goals, which sort of throws that plan out the window.
Happy now to be heading into the winter break and the transfer window opening as well?
Really happy, and I said it to the players in there, because I'm not going to I'll not miss anybody from that point of view. That I think when I'd made all my decisions on the 6th of September about taking the job, the final question I had to ask myself was, did I really believe that we could be in the mix by January? Because I think it was easy to see that we needed help. It was easy to see that we need to get fresh faces in. But the big question for me was, if we were out of touch by January, there's no point taking the job, because you'll not attract the type of player that you want to attract. So for me, it's been really important, and when you look at the table now, we're absolutely in the mix, and there's everything to play for from that point of view. So that's probably the thing moving forward over the next couple of days that will fill me full of most hope.
Yeah, speaking about looking at January, I know we've got a couple of players, Anton Ferdinand, Adam Hamill, Dean Linus, contracts till January. What's the situation with them?
Yeah, the situation is we'll be chatting to those guys in the next couple of weeks, and I think it's important to let the dust settle. It's been a really busy month from that point of view, and to be honest, it hasn't really been an option to sit down with people and do that, because the big focus has been on every single game and not to turn away from that. And with those guys, listen, on the pitch it's been brilliant, and on the pitch they've been really good guys. Off the pitch the same. Anton and Adam in particular, there's probably more to it than just a football decision, and it's important that I suppose that we give them their time to ensure that we all come to the right decision.
In terms of recruitment as well, I'd imagine you're quite far down the line in terms of some of the names you'd like to bring in.
Yeah, it's been really busy. It's been a very busy couple of months, and we're at that point now where hopefully we'll start to see movement and start to see things happening. So from that point of view, as tough a month as it's been, and as much as we're disappointed, you know, even on Wednesday was a hard one to take, the fact we could have possibly taken something from that game. But I think as I say, when the dust settles over the next couple of days, I'm delighted, because the fact of the matter is we're still alive and kicking, and that's so important going into the second half of the season.
You're not back until I think it's 3 weeks today. We're back. What are the plans over the break?
I think everybody will take a well-deserved break in relation to the next 7 days. So it'll be the following Monday before we report back into training, because to be honest, there's not a huge amount we could do in the next 7 days with the battering the boys have taken over the month of December. And it's one thing having the break, but the break's essential when you load a December with the amount of fixtures that we have in December. So I think it's important. There's a lot of aching bodies in there, particularly with the finale of this week being 3 games in a week. And for us, it's probably been the same group of players that's played nearly all 7 games. So I think it's important that the guys get their break now, not just to freshen their body, but I suppose also to freshen their mind for the ones that will be coming back.
Just finally, a wee word in the fans here, over 1,000 here today. That we talk about them a lot.
I know, and I don't want to patronise, and I don't want to sound that way. And you know, the start was minging. It was horrible for them to have to experience that in the 2 goals that are there. We get our goal, we get back into it, and for the second half in particular, they were nearly drawing the ball up that end of the pitch in relation to willing the team on. And I just wanted to put a big word of thanks into this point in time and thank them for hanging in and staying with us. And I just feel a huge responsibility now that it's so important that I get January right, for not just for the club and for the current group of players, but also I want to give those people, you know, something to cheer about because they've been phenomenal.
Oran, thanks very much.
Cheers, Tim. Thank you.